Step into the dark, flooded sewers beneath Derry, Maine, to confront an ancient, shape-shifting predator that wears the face of a clown, but hides something far, far older behind that painted smile. Pennywise the Dancing Clown. But to call it just a clown would be like calling a hurricane just a breeze. An ancient cosmic predator, simply known as it. Long before there were humans in Derry, long before there was a Derry at all, it arrived on Earth. According to Stephen King's lore, it is a timeless entity, a cosmic being older than the universe we know. It came from what King calls the macroverse, an infinite void outside space and time. Think of it as a place where godlike entities swim in darkness, and it is one of those entities. Billions of years ago, a fiery mass crashed into what would become North America. That impact carved out a resting place for it, a slumbering predator that would wait and wait until prey arrived. Centuries later, when humans built the town of Derry, it woke up and it hungered. What you see isn't what it is. It is shapeless, a being of pure alien malice. In the macroverse, its true form is something called the Deadlights. Blinding, swirling lights that drive mortals insane if they stare too long. But to hunt effectively, it needs a face, and it chooses forms based on what its prey fears the most. Werewolves, lepers, giant birds. But there's one form it favors above all: Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Why a clown? Because children love clowns. They trust clowns, and it prefers feeding on children, not just for their flesh, but for their fear. Their terror flavors the meal. Every 27 years, it awakens from hibernation. For about a year, it hunts, feeding on the people of Derry. Then sated, it goes back to sleep until the hunger returns. During those cycles, it infects Derry itself. The town becomes wrong. People look the other way when kids go missing. Memories fade. The whole place seems wrapped in a fog of indifference and evil. When it awakens, it toys with its prey. It doesn't just kill, it hunts psychologically. It taunts, terrifies, and manipulates memories. Victims often see it in forms from their nightmares before the kill. Not just a clown dancing in the sewers. Pennywise is a predator that lives on fear itself. Why the dancing? Why the theatrics? Because Pennywise is a performer of terror. The jig, the giggle, the sudden stillness before the pounce. It's all part of the show. It enjoys the artistry of fear almost as much as the meal itself. A clown in an old-fashioned silver suit, pom-poms down the front, white grease paint, a grin carved too wide, and eyes that glow yellow in the dark. When it speaks, there's a sing-song lilt in its voice, as though it's performing just for you. But look closer, and you'll notice the little wrong things. The hands, too long. The teeth, too sharp, rows and rows like a shark. The laugh that turns into a growl, and those eyes, predatory, ancient, cold. When Pennywise smiles, it's not a smile for your amusement, it's a smile of hunger. There are accounts of survivors seeing glimpses behind the mask, legs bending the wrong way, jaws unhinging far wider than humanly possible, clown skin bubbling like wax. The message is clear: Pennywise is only a skin, a disguise. What lies beneath is something you cannot comprehend without losing your mind. One of the most horrifying aspects of it is not what it does, but what it causes. Derry itself seems infected by its presence. Adults ignore screams. Police report vanishes. Tragedies are forgotten almost overnight. It just doesn't prey on the body. It preys on the mind of the entire community. Some theorize its influence stretches even further, subtly engineering disasters to feed its appetite. Fires, floods, and unexplained disappearances are all part of its dark feast. Remember, it is not from Earth. Its counterpart, the cosmic turtle, known as Mandarin, is said to represent creation and light. It, on the other hand, is destruction and chaos. To it, humans are ants, fragile, terrified ants to be toyed with and devoured. When you look into its deadlights, you see that truth. Survivors speak of endless spinning colors and the horrifying realization that it is eternal. First comes the hunt. It appears to its chosen victim, often as something terrifyingly personal. A child afraid of lepers will see a leper. A child terrified of wolves might see a werewolf. Then comes the paralysis of fear. It enjoys the moment of terror, savoring it, because fear makes the flesh taste better, or so it claims. Finally, it strikes, devouring the body, sometimes in body, sometimes in soul. Bloodstains, missing children, and grieving parents remain, but Derry moves on as though nothing happened. What is Pennywise? It is hunger given shape. It is trauma personified. It is the nightmare that wears a painted smile and whispers from the shadows. Pennywise the Dancing Clown is more than just a monster in a sewer. It is a reminder that some evils are timeless, patient, and infinitely creative in ways they hurt us. You see a clown in the dark, holding balloons that float against the wind. You hear a voice offering you something sweet from a storm drain. Run. If you look too long, if you listen too closely, you might just hear the sound of laughter echoing from the darkness, and by then it's already too late.